Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here, hope you're well. Today we are going to be starting a new project, and with this image on screen and behind me, I wonder if you can guess what it is that we're going to be working on. Where do we see these things? Where do we ride these things? And what I want you to imagine now, as we're just about to go over the top right now, is what else do you see at these places? What are these places called? Are they always big dippers and roller coasters like this, or do we get some smaller rides as well? When we go to these places, are you there alone? No. Are you there with your family, more often than not? Are you there most of the day? Of course. Do we need to eat when we're there? Yes. And so, all these things that make up a great theme park, if you can look around beyond the theme, this roller coaster itself, is this place is very, very green as well. Greenery is important. In the distance we can see lakes. We can see that this place is a place of beauty and not just concrete and wood and steel and what have you. So, what is it that we're actually going to be learning about in this project? Well, I'm just going to take us away from this fairground for a second. I'll bring the sound down and I'll move us into our topic. So, in our topic, we are going to be learning about Theme Park Tycoon. And Theme Park Tycoon, the original Theme Park Tycoon is actually a computer game. And there's Lemonade Tycoon, and there's lots of tycoon type games where the whole point of this is to make as much money as we possibly can, to make a profit. And so inside our theme park, we are going to be understanding all to do with data, formulas, and making money. So formula and data, well, that's going to come next, because we are going to make this theme park in a spreadsheet, and we're going to stay inside spreadsheets, and we're going to understand the importance of spreadsheets and why they actually make our lives really super convenient. Because when we have huge numbers, our brains can't cope with huge numbers. And if we have to automate all this, and we have to make it automatic, and we have to add lots and lots of things together, then we don't really want to sit there with a calculator every single time. We want to tell the computer to do it for us. And that's a formula. And our data, in a second, is going to be our plan of our theme park. So inside your Google Classroom, I've sent this thing to you with this plan in lesson 1. And our theme park is going to be budgeted. And what that means is we've given you $500,000. And so you can't spend more than that. You have to budget, and you have to create your theme park, and you have to make it as exciting as possible. But we also have to have some sort of guiding rules as well. Each part of your theme park, whether you've just got rides, food, toilets, pathways, trees, lakes, all the things that you need in a theme park are going to have to be there, and they all have like set blocks. So, some tips. And you can come back to this video and you can pause at this point and you can check out the tips if you want later on. You will need pathways, because when you go to a theme park, you need somewhere to walk. You need to be able to get to the ride. You need toilets. We all need toilets. And if you're there all day and you're drinking lots and lots of Coca-Cola and water and what have you, all that water and liquid that goes into you, it's got to come out somewhere. Trees, as we looked in the video just then, it was very green. There were lakes. It has to be attractive. Facilities. As I talked about before, food, because people are going to be there all day with families. There's older people, younger people. And not everybody wants to go on a roller coaster every 5 minutes. They want to go on smaller rides, and they want to have a leisurely day too. And so people will want to sit in a nice place to eat. And this is where generally a lot of money can be made. So what does our spreadsheet look like to start with? And this is our plan. This is our theme park plan. And inside here, there are many little squares. And when we click on these squares, we can turn these little squares into paths and roller coasters and rides and ice cream stands. And every time that you click on one of these little boxes and your money is automatically deducted, these numbers will tell us what it is that's actually inside our theme park. So this spreadsheet here is doing all that automatic adding that we were talking about a moment ago. This is why it's really super handy. So as we work through our theme park, here I've called it a fairground. They're pretty much the same thing. Our theme park and our fairgrounds, here's one that is, well, we're saving a lot of money and we're not spending we're spending just a little bit over half here. But how attractive is our theme park really? I've only got a few rides. And so, sure, you've made a saving here. But over the year, all the people that are going to come through the front gates, who's going to go to which one more often? Who's going to get more people out of Fairground A and Fairground B? You're not going to get many people through here. This one here is very full. It's very green. It's got a lake. There's lots of rides. It's not the busiest, and I haven't spent all the money either. I've saved some as well. And so if I just move my mouse over here for a second and I change my screen, you can see that this is what it is we're going to be working on. And so this is how it actually works. So I'm going to go and put a path in here because here's my doorway and here's the gate. So as I go through here, I can go and copy and paste these cells. So once I know where my pathway is going to go, I can go and use these little crosshairs. You can see there's like a little cross when I bring my mouse over here. And if you're on an iPad, it'll work the same way. You can use the same little bubbles that's on an iPad, and you can drag this up. So once I've clicked on here and I've chosen a pathway, I click on my cell, I can go and drag this up now by clicking and dragging that cross, and it will make my pathway for me. Once I've started to create an idea as to where my pathways are going to go, I then need to think about possibly where the bins and the food is going to go. When you go to a theme park, where do you start to buy things? Usually round by the gates, usually next to the theme parks. And once people have eaten that burger or those chips or whatever it is they're eating, there are wrappers and containers that need to be disposed of. So you will need to go and put bins in around here too. Bins are here, and so inside this box at the bottom, you will see that there are cell numbers next to each one. That tells us how many cells each ride needs to take on our theme park. So if I pop into here, here's the terrible one from before, and you can see that I've got 10 cells here for my roller coaster. And as I start to go down here, I'm starting to make a second sort of bendy roller coaster that's going around here. It's not terribly attractive though, that's the problem. This is the attractive one. It doesn't have everything in it, but you can see that as I start to fill it up, my money will automatically be taken away, and I can see what I've got in here as a running total. Where is all this stuff for us? Well, inside your Google Classroom, I've set assignments for you. And so inside your assignment, there are some instructions. And if you're working on an iPad as well, this link here will take you to Google Sheets. You will need to sign in with your Google account from school. And then you can go ahead and start to make your theme park to look something like this. However, I'm pretty sure that yours will be far better than mine. So without further ado, as always, Year 5, good luck.